Hiya crafters, Amy here, and today I have an adorable stenciled little critter card to share with you. So let's jump right in. Now this is the Rungs stencil. This is one of the brand new stencils from A Colorful Life Designs in the September release. I have my blending brushes, I have an A2 size card base of 110 pound cardstock, and I have my Paradise Found mini ink pads from Catherine Pooler. Now here's a photo of the finished card. It really came together super quick. It's low profile. It has a little bit of dimension, but it really has just some very easy techniques, and it came together quickly. So here I'm just lining up the stencil for the first layer on top of the card base and using my magnets from my Wendy Vecchi station tool to hold down the card base. Now I like to work directly on the card base when I can, just because it keeps it kind of low profile and easy to ship, and you don't have to use as many layers of paper or products. So that's just my preference, but sometimes of course I layer it up. But to start, I'm just using some residual ink that's left over on my blending brushes. These are from the Rabbit Hole Designs, and they are back in stock if you're in the market for some blending brushes. But I have my yellow family and my orange family, and just kind of coming in with this initial base layer that's a little bit lighter and more muted. Now here I'm figuring out, I decided I want to turn the stencil to the side to add some more interest to the design and kind of step up the look of the card. Now obviously this looks great with just one layer as is, but if you want to kind of create a different look, then just try flipping over your stencil or maybe turning them diagonally and then re-inking maybe with different colors or with a heavier hand, and then you can create a totally different look and stretch your supplies for your card. So now I'm coming in with the ink pads because I want the color to be more saturated, but I'm using the same color families, the yellow blending brush and the orange blending brush, and that color is Sauna, and then the other one I think it's called Mandarin Spice is the orange one that I come in with. So it's the same colors essentially, they're just going to be darker and more saturated in color. So I'm coming in from the right, blending it inward towards the center, and because these two colors are right next to each other on the color wheel, you know they'll get along fine and they'll blend together beautifully. So here is the blending all done. I'm just going to remove the magnets and this little low tack tape, and I will reveal the card base here. So in a moment here, once I get these out of the way, I was really pleased with how this turned out. I wasn't really sure what to expect. This was my first time using the stencil, so I was really excited. Now I have a little sentiment strip here from Tailored Expressions. It says, "You are my sunshine," and it's that nice bright yellow cardstock, so it goes well with the design. And now I'm just flipping through my critter book. Now these are baseball card pockets. This is how I store my critters that are already ready to go. This works well for my batching process, and I can really crank out a bunch of cards by having all these different components already ready on hand. So I'm kind of thinking I want to use this cute little orange, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to flip through and make sure there's not a different option that I want to use more. But that little stamp set is from My Favorite Things. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but if it's still available, I will link it in the video description box below with all the other items. Now this release at A Colorful Life Designs is such a fun one. There's awesome geometric stencils just for everyday use, but there are a ton of baby related stencils that are super fun. So be sure to check it out. I'll have that link below as well. But here I'm basically just prepping the different components to throw the card together. I have those little thin foam strips that I get from Amazon. They're perfect for sentiment strips, so just pop it up with a little bit of dimension, but nothing too crazy. So I'm just going to lay that down, make sure that's straight and even in the center of the card, and then I'll remove the backer from the back of the orange and then lay that right on top of the sentiment strip. So I love these sentiment strips because it kind of gives your little focal point a place to land without having to necessarily create a whole scene on your card, which honestly is not my strong suit. I'm not really good at creating scenes. So here is a metallic watercolor set that I have. I don't know if this exact one is still available, but I will try and link something similar below. But I have my water brush pen from Arteza, and I'm just using that to put some water down in the little well of watercolor paint. And then I'm going to use my acrylic block here to put some metallic splatters that kind of match the color scheme all over the card. So this is a fun way to add a little something extra to your card, but without having to add blingage or something else if you didn't want to add something that might give it a little bit more bulk. So that comes together really quickly. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I hope you liked it as well. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. Like I said, I will link all the products below, and be sure to check out the rest of the September release. It's a fun one. So thanks so much for spending time with me today, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.